Is this a Disney movie or the latest Super Smash Bros? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 game characters who should cameo in Wreck-It Ralph 2.
1 second, I'm having the time of my life. The next thing I know, my game is just...
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at video game characters we want to see pop up in the sequel to Wreck-It Ralph.
And you'll be happy to hear, I'm taking life one game at a time.
Number 10. Sora, Kingdom Hearts series. It's actually kind of surprising that Sora was excluded from the original Wreck-It Ralph. The wielder of the Keyblade, this pure-hearted hero travels across various Disney-themed worlds, sealing keyholes and protecting others from the heartless. Considering that Wreck-It Ralph 2 will feature all of the Disney princesses, from Snow White to Moana, why not invite Sora to the crossover event as well? Since Ralph will be appearing in Kingdom Hearts 3, it seems only fair that Sora would return the favor. Number 9. Guybrush Threepwood, Monkey Island series.
Tough town. I guess I should have got those traveler's checks.
Although he calls himself a mighty pirate, Guybrush Threepwood owes much of his success to quick wits and dumb luck. Given his comedic demeanor, Guybrush seems like an ideal fit for the world of Wreck-It Ralph. As a matter of fact, The Secret of Monkey Island was developed and published by Lucasfilm Games, later known as LucasArts, which the Walt Disney Company acquired in 2012. So it's not like Disney would have to write a big check to include him in this movie. Couldn't you imagine Guybrush slurping back a mug of grog with Captain Hook and Jack Sparrow? Well, Jack would probably be drinking rum, but still, this material practically writes itself.
I've got him! What a battle! Wow!
Number 8. Crash Bandicoot series. Just as Sonic the Hedgehog put the Sega Genesis on the map in the early 90s, Crash Bandicoot helped define the Sony PlayStation in the late 90s. Sadly, both of these gaming mascots have struggled to remain relevant in recent years. Nevertheless, our hearts soared anytime Sonic showed up in the original Wreck-It Ralph. We'd be equally ecstatic if Crash spun onto the silver screen in the sequel. The filmmakers could even portray Crash and Sonic hanging out together, reminiscing about their glory days on top of the video game industry and the prospect of a comeback. It'd be the greatest nostalgic throwback to a classic PlayStation character since, well, Crash appeared in Uncharted 4.
Oh yeah, way to go there.
Not bad, not bad.
Number 7. Tracer, Overwatch.
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
Although Wreck-It Ralph was a love letter to old-school arcades, the filmmakers also clearly had a passion for modern video games. If we had to single out a character from the 8th generation of consoles to appear in the sequel, it'd have to be Tracer from Overwatch. Blizzard's enormously popular first-person shooter has no shortage of memorable characters, but Tracer has emerged as the undisputed standout with her perky personality, delightful British accent, and a design that's inspired a museum's worth of fan art. She could definitely hold her own alongside Sergeant Calhoun in Hero's Duty. Considering that Overwatch has been heavily featured on Disney XP, Disney should totally make Tracer part of the cavalry.
The world could always use more heroes.
Number 6. Pikachu, Pokémon series. We'd honestly be happy with seeing any of the 800 Pokémon roaming through Game Central Station. Assuming there's only room for one, however, Pikachu would be a natural choice. Aside from being the franchise's iconic mascot, this lovable electric mouse is also on his way to becoming a major film star, what with a Detective Pikachu movie starring Ryan Reynolds in the works. Plus, Pikachu has already appeared in several feature films based on long-running anime. Speaking of which, the Mouse House struck a deal with the Pokémon Company in 2016, allowing them to air their series on Disney XD. Seeing how these two companies have an established relationship, Ralph just might catch Pikachu. Number 5. Dirk the Daring, Dragon's Lair.
Save me!
In an era dominated by pixels, Dirk the Daring had the distinction of being fully animated. Dragon's Lair could be easily mistaken for a Disney movie. That's largely because the franchise co-creator is Don Bluth, a former Disney animator who went on to direct films like An American Tail and The Land Before Time. Bluth has actually been trying to get a Dragon's Lair movie off the ground for years. As much as we'd love to see that project come into fruition, Dirk could also make the big screen debut in Wreck-It Ralph 2. Maybe Disney could even invite Bluth back to come up with some creative new ways for Dirk to bite the dust. Number 4. Spyro series.
Bring him on!
While we're on the subject of Dragon's Lair, what if it was Spyro who captured Princess Daphne? Like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro became a household name on the original PlayStation, but dipped in popularity following his initial trilogy. The Purple Dragon regained interest in the public eye, however, through Activision's highly successful Skylanders series. If the filmmakers want to satirize toys-to-life video games in Wreck-It Ralph 2, Spyro's presence would certainly be welcome. They could even poke fun at the fact that Disney Infinity just couldn't compete with Skylanders. Number 3. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider series.
Name?
Lara Croft.
Name?
Wreck-It Ralph.
And where you coming from?
Lara Croft was already referenced in the first movie, so having her make a physical appearance in the sequel seems like the next obvious step. Since Lara has gone through a couple different incarnations though, how should Disney go about portraying her? Older fans would undoubtedly appreciate seeing Lara's classic design. At the risk of overdosing on nostalgia, however, Wreck-It Ralph 2 might want to go with her more modern look instead. In any case, Lara's presence here would be nothing short of explosive.
I finally set out to make my mark, to find adventure.
Number 2. GLaDOS, Portal series.
You found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because despite your violent behavior, the only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart.
GLaDOS has many of the qualities that you'd find in a Disney villain. She's witty, sarcastic, and fun to watch, but also ruthless, diabolical, and manipulative. You wouldn't think anybody would be able to make cake sound intimidating, but this artificial intelligence manages to pull it off. Seeing how the world of Sugar Rush looked like a giant birthday cake, there's got to be a way for the filmmakers to work GLaDOS into the mix. Of course, even if Disney can't get the rights to include her in Wreck-It Ralph 2, they could always hire actress Ellen McLain to voice another AI. Now wouldn't that be a sneaky Easter egg?
The best solution to a problem is usually the easiest one.
Number 1. Mario, Super Mario series. Although Mario wasn't in the first film, his influence was definitely felt throughout. Just as Ralph had more than a few things in common with Donkey Kong, Fix-It Felix Jr. greatly resembled the Italian plumber. Watching the racers in Sugar Rush, it was hard not to reminisce about the Mario Kart games. Director Rich Moore has already expressed his desire to include Mario in the sequel, so don't be surprised if Mario rescues a Disney princess from a castle, if he's in the right one, that is. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.